Yo guys, welcome to another episode of Real Talk Combat Sports. Guys, I'm excited about this episode. As you guys can see on the title below, Dricus du Plessis. So guys, we've got Kelvin Gastelum versus Dricus du Plessis, our homeboy, fighting a massive fight card. So guys, I'm gonna start this first by just giving you guys the breakdown between both of the fighters, who is who, what is what, and just giving you guys a complete breakdown on who Dricus's opponent is. And then obviously we are then going to jump straight into then explaining to you guys obviously Dricus's career. So we're going to start first with Kelvin Gastelum. Okay guys, he is 30 years old, born in 1991, October 24th. His height is 5'9", which is 175.26 centimeters, and obviously he fights in the middleweight division. So his current fight record is 16 wins and 8 losses. He's got 6 KOs and 4 submissions and 6 decisions, and his losses have come with 2 submissions and 6 decision losses, and he's got a 1 no contest. All right, so his next fight is obviously against Dricus du Plessis, but let's look at his previous fights, guys. Now his last fight was at UFC which one was this one? UFC on ESPN 29, and he fought Jared Cannonier. Now guys, if you guys watched that fight, that was one hell of a fight. It was a 5-round fight, and that fight went all the way to the decision. So one thing that I can tell you definitely, Kevin has a gas tank, and he is an animal. He can take shots. And in that fight also, he had a height disadvantage like he does have with Dricus on this fight here. We'll look at both of their stats next to each other later on the show. So yeah, man, one thing that he did prove on this fight, that he is a tough guy. He went all the way to 5 rounds, and he lost by a decision, in a unanimous decision. Guys, before this fight, okay, he fought at UFC on ESPN 22, guys, believe it or not, against Robert Whittaker. If you guys know Robert Whittaker is the former middleweight champion who lost against Adesanya, who is the current middleweight champion. Guys, this is crazy. Look at this guy's bio, okay? He has fought against Darren Till at UFC 244, which was Masvidal versus Diaz. I think that was the BMF title. Darren Till, guys, and he lost that fight. Also, it went all the way 3 rounds and lost by a split decision. I watched that fight, guys. If there's one thing that I learned about watching him fight Darren Till, before fighting Darren Till, guys, look at how crazy this is. He fought Israel Adesanya for the interim UFC belt. That was Holloway versus Poirier, and he lost by unanimous decision. I actually watched that fight just a couple of hours ago, and it was a crazy fight. In the 4th round, he actually dropped Adesanya, and he actually turned the fight around on the 4th, but then Adesanya came back in the 5th round and ended up winning that fight. That fight could have gone either way. Facts. That was the craziest fight, guys. I'm telling you, this guy's what they call this guy's CV is crazy. And then he fought Michael Bisping. Yes, guys. This guy has fought former champions and current champions, former number 1 contenders and current number 1 contenders. He beat Michael Bisping by KO via punches. And then he fought the former middleweight champion Chris Weidman and lost by submission in the 3rd round via arm triangle choke. And then you fought Vitor Belfort. Guys, if you don't know who Vitor Belfort is, then you shouldn't even be bothering with this show. I'm kidding, but we're going to learn. And he lost. That fight was actually a no contest. Guys, this guy's resume is just ridiculous. You know, I kept looking at it. He fought the former middleweight champion Tyron Woodley. I mean, like what? He also fought Uriah Halls. like by the time I got there, I was like, you know what, it doesn't even matter who he fought after that, you know. So now let's look at Dricus du Plessis and his resume. Dricus du Plessis is 28 years old, born in 1994, so there is a 3-year age difference, which is not really much. January 14th, height is 6'0", 182 centimeters, 182 centimeters, and how tall is he? Gastelum is 175. That is almost what 5'5". That's almost 7 centimeters reach difference. Whew, that's a long one. Well, Dricus du Plessis has 16 wins and 2 losses. He has 7 wins by KO, 9 by submission. He has lost 1 by KO, 1 by submission. So, guys, this record is very important. Dricus has 9 submissions. That means that Dricus has got submissions in his fight game, which is going to be very important when he fights Kelvin, because if you look at Kelvin's losses, he's got 6 losses via submission. Although when we later on, we're going to be looking at the fight highlights of both Dricus and Kelvin, and then breaking down what either one of them needs to do in order to win this fight. So Dricus, we go. I think we're going to start from EFC, right? But, well, so Dricus has fought Donovan Hockey, Johan, Bruno Mukulu, Chukundu Mkwebo, Dino Bagatine, Darren Daniels, all the top best middleweights and welterweights in EFC. Dricus has fought them. The only person to stop Dricus was Gareth McLaren, which was for the EFC, the first time Dricus fought for the title, and he lost via submission, via guillotine choke in the 3rd round. I think we all remember that fight. Dricus was still very immature. He walked in there, he rushed way too much, and he got caught. Since that loss, Dricus just went on a demolishing train. He beat Donovan Hockey, Jose Da Rocha, he beat Rafael Heritage, Martin Verstappen, he beat Bruno Mukulu again, and then Joelton Lutterbach. Now, that one is in the case W50. Now, Dricus was 2-division champion in EFC, both welterweight and middleweight, and then he signed up with KSW, and he went there to go fight for their welterweight title. And what bro TKO'd this bro in the 2nd round. We're gonna see that later on the highlights. And then they had a rematch, and Dricus ended up losing that fight by also TKO in the 3rd round, and he lost that title. I think that's when he then realized that, you know what, this division isn't for me. So he then obviously decided to drop that and continue fighting middleweight. Oh yeah, I remember he also fought Yannick Bahati, and then he came back and he fought Brendan Lazar. That was just basically a fight to make a statement that I'm the baddest dog in the middle in Africa. So basically in Africa there was nobody who could touch him. I would have loved to see Dricus du Plessis fight what's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name. His name his head is in my picture, but I can't. Champion Dalcha. Jeez, man. I would have loved to see what would have happened if Dricus du Plessis fought Champion Dalcha in the EFC. But anyways, yeah, it is what it is. So guys, let me tell you guys how crazy this fight is and why this is such a big deal. Okay, so currently in the UFC middleweight ranking, Kelvin Gastelum is ranked 10th. Dricus du Plessis is not even in the top 15. If you guys have been following Dricus's career, you know that Dricus's plan was that this year he should be in the top 15. By next year, walking into the top 10, yada, 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 yada. Well, Dricus, that might happen sooner than you planned, because Kelvin Gastelum is literally 10th. Under him is Nasruddin Amavosh, Brett Tevez, and Andre Muniz. Now, all the 3 fighters underneath Kelvin Gastelum have won their last fights. Dricus won his last fight. Now, if Dricus beats Kelvin Gastelum, this opens up a door with either the number 11, 12, or 13 to challenge Dricus for that position, or Dricus goes up. And how easy is it for him to go up? Well, Uriah Hall, Darren Till, Jack Hermanson, Paula Costa, Derek Brunson, who's number 4th, and Robert Whittaker have all lost their previous fights. That means Dricus can challenge any of these fighters that are on this list. So if Dricus beats Kelvin, okay, and he ranks 10th on the list, okay, I don't know how their ranking works, but I think if you beat 10th, you become 10th. It only makes sense. So let's assume he becomes 10th in the ranking. That basically means he can either, 1, challenge Uriah Hall, okay, who is coming from a loss. I don't see why not, but this is the crazy thing. What if, because Darren Till is not training to come back, and Darren Till is a tough mama jammer. So that opens a door for Dricus du Plessis to fight Darren Till. Ooh! Bro, are you guys with me here? This is some crazy shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So this opens up big doors for this bro right here. You know what I'm saying? So even if he doesn't fight Darren Till, he goes as far as to fight Paul Costa. Paul Costa, who fought, he also fought Soldier Boy and beat Soldier Boy. And that will be a ridiculous fight because both of them are very, very, very strong and they strike almost evenly. And Paul Costa's ground game versus Dricus's wrestling and strength, it's gonna be insane. So you see, the levels for Dricus literally, like in a sneeze, bro has literally jumped into the top 10 if he wins his next fight. So how does Dricus win his next fight? Well, guys, we're gonna start with I think let's start with Darren Till. I'm saying Darren Till, gosh. Let's start with Kevin. Okay, we're gonna start with Kevin's video, and then we're gonna go and then we're gonna do Dricus, and then we're gonna do the breakdown and see. Okay, so we got Kevin's highlights here. Let's go. Okay, so he's got a very strong clinch game. Look at that. He's got a good jab. Okay. He's fighting southpaw. Okay, so he's southpaw. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that uppercut. Oh, he's got straight. Oh, he got him. Nice. Oh, that's fight's done. Okay, nice. Got very nice straight hands. So oh, look at that high kick. So he's got nice kicks also. Oh, he caught him with the kick. Okay, so we know that he's southpaw. Nice. He's got very nice combinations. Goes down to the body. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful front hand uppercut and ooh, backhand uppercut. Look at that. Oh, that's just straight hands. Everything just connected and dropped him. Okay, next fight. Oh, wow. Guys, this dude is crazy as and oh, got the rear naked and he sinks in the choke. Okay. All right, so he's got submissions too. But did you see how he set it up? From his hands, as the guy was dropping, instead of rushing to finish the guy, he literally took the guy's back. As he was uppercut, the guy drops. He says, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to punch you. You're already dizzy. You're not going to think straight. So his fight IQ is quite good. He's got a really, really good fight IQ. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this one here. So, guys, so Kevin is not only an athlete that is over 16 fights in the UFC and has obviously fought, well, not really 16 fights, but many fights, and has not only fought former and current champions, he also is the winner of the Ultimate Fighter Season 17. That's one of the toughest competition to do in order to earn a UFC contract. He actually won that. So this is one of the fights that happened in there. And just look at that left hand, guys. Just look at how he throws that uppercut and hook on that left hand. It's just, ooh, it's quick. Just look at that. Ooh, pa, pa. It just snaps it, you know. And it's very controlled. Even when he comes in, he sees that you hurt. is very controlled. Okay, let's see. Whoa, he's been taken down. Oh, he's got a good scramble. That's a nice scramble. Oh, he's got his back. That's a beautiful scramble. Hitting him with the right hand. He's trying to get his hooks in. Right hand. He's got the hooks. Both hooks are in. And the rear naked choke. He's very quick with those rear naked chokes, eh? He gets those hooks in really quickly. Really, really quickly. Really quickly. Nice. Okay, so the submission game is on point 2. You make a mistake. So basically with him, don't turtle. You know, don't go all fours, because he turns. Look at how quickly he turned there. Couldn't get it. Starts striking you to open up. Let me go. Sorry, guys. Let me go. Strikes you to go in. Let me go. Get it. Oh, look at that. One hook in. Other hook in. And he's got you. That's quick. And that's deep. He's got your throat, your back, your everything. Okay, so I watched this fight versus him and Michael Bisping. Oh man, guys, this was ridiculous. Guys, if you know, Michael Bisping is also a former middleweight champion, so this is a top fight. And just watch this highlight. Look at that. Oh, that jab, that stiff jab. When by the time that left hand came through, there's just no chance. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Look at that. Boom, pulls out, bam, boom. So he's a true southpaw. Look at that. Bam, pulls, bam, boom. Oh, Lord have mercy. And drops him, okay? Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. And then he just finishes him with ground and pounds. All right. So, guys, Kelvin, obviously, you know, he's got crazy stand-up. He's got that nasty left hand. When he brings that, he snaps it really quickly. And as you can see, he's very quick. He's able to pull and throw that right hand. And then just, you know, he throws combos. He comes in. He almost says that Mike Tyson move when he's in there. So, some of the fights that were not in the highlights, like when his fight against Darren Till, that was an amazing fight. So one thing that I learned with that fight versus him and Gary Till, also the fight against Adesanya, is that if you fight Kevin in the pocket, you're going to have a long day at the office. Both Adesanya, Darren Till, and a lot of the other athletes that fought him, when they fought him in the pocket, when they allowed him to come too close, he had a field day with them. So, and another thing that I realized, that they utilized a lot of the kicks to keep Kevin away. So it is extremely important. Now, Dricus is not really much of a kicker, but I have seen him kick several times and a lot. So Dricus might have to utilize a lot of his kicks. But what we're going to do is we're going to watch Dricus du Plessis highlights now. And then we're going to give a complete full breakdown of basically both fighters. Oh, gosh, let's go. Dricus du Plessis, this is EFC. Look at him walking down. He is already champion. Yeah. Okay, so those are the guys. This is welterweight because he looks quite skinny. I've watched all of his fights, so, and I know most of the EFC fighters, so I'll be able to tell who's who and who is he fighting. Okay, dude. So that's the fight against Soldier Boy. So I didn't edit these videos. I just downloaded them as are, as you can see. So I'm just gonna speak over them. Yeah, double champ. Yeah. Okay, so this is Darosha. So this is when Dricus du Plessis fought Darosha. Darosha is known as a Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist, so ground game is basically his thing. So Darosha was one of the prospects that the EFC brought from Brazil, and obviously, they expected him to become a big name in the EFC and all that, but hey, the African guys are quite tough. He came up here and realized we weren't that easy. So at this time, he got Dricus in a very dangerous position. Dricus just powered up and slams him down. So obviously, Dricus is super, super, super strong. If you ask anyone that has fought him, they'll tell you that he's really strong. He powers out of a lot of things, and he's got a really good gas tank. So I'm not too worried about Dricus gassing out. Look at those elbows, just, you see. By this time, Dricus has quite a lot of experience, and he's taking his time and he's not rushing. He's picking his shots. He knows what he wants to do. He's keeping his base low. Those elbows are just nasty, and the referee has no choice but to stop the fight before any more harm. Okay, this is Dricus versus Bahati. Bahati disrespected Dricus by slapping him on the weighing, which caused a lot of drama and a lot of commotion. Oh yes, actually the part Dricus faked him, and oh, that's a slap. You would think because that slap was so quickly, Bahati would come here and throw hands. As you can see, both guys are massive. This is a middleweight bout. Bahati is the champion, and the fight starts on the stand-up. And obviously, Bahati thought he would have the upper hand on the ground because he had submitted most of the guys and is quite strong. So he shoots toward a takedown, but he leaves his neck out there, and Dricus grabs it and squeezes. And another one bites the dust. This was quite embarrassing for Bahati. He could just not get out. Dricus was just way too strong. So in this fight, Dricus proved one thing, that he is extremely strong, because Bahati bullied every single one of his opponents in the EFC in order to become the EFC champion, middleweight champion, and Dricus just walked in there, young blood, and made him look like he was an amateur, and tapped him. And there, simple. Dricus is now a double champ. Look at that. Got it in there. Bahati tried to turn, tried to fight it. Nah, taps. So now Dricus go to KSW, fighting for the welterweight title versus Roberto Soldic. Age difference, Dricus is the height difference, reach, fight record 13-2, 11-1 Dricus. So yeah, man, it was now here on the first round, Dricus got a hiding in the first few minutes. As you can see, under pressure, Dricus is able to to keep control, shoot for that takedown. Just look at how strong he is. He just holds on to Robert and suplexes him. He's just got, Dricus just got a lot of strength. And then during the fight, he ended up getting a body triangle using his full body. He leaned back, dropping Robert and sinking in that rear naked choke, which is what the one thing that we have seen also Kelvin is really good at. And just like that, the time expired, so Dricus didn't get a chance. And look at that. That's Dricus's left hand that has dropped Robert, and he rushes in and just finishing with flurries of left punches. I'm not sure if Dricus is also orthodox, but I think Dricus actually fights both positions. But yeah, man. So Dricus literally shows up at a new promotion, knows nobody, doesn't know the language, the fans don't know who the hell he is, just a farm African boy that has a dream, walks in there and beats their biggest prospect and becomes their champion. They gotta respect him. There's nothing they can do about it. And yeah, man, so he just slams him and just flashes his face. And obviously they then had a rematch after that, and Robert retained his title. But guys, the reality is Dricus started realizing that cutting to welterweight was a bit too hectic for him, and it was becoming unhealthy. And I think that's when he decided to basically move to middleweight and stay there. So here we've got Dricus in KSW, also another fight. He's just pounding his left hand on the head of his opponent, and his opponent seems to be blocking with his head. I think that's what's happening. The referee have seen enough. This is enough. The referee stops it. His opponent is complaining, but dude, that's not how you defend. You don't defend by bouncing your head. You kind of defend by not bouncing your head. So Dricus gets another victory in KSW, and then he returns to the EFC to fight Brendan Lazar. Brendan Lazar became the EFC interim middleweight champion, and Dricus was the middleweight champion, and because he was competing at KSW, so they had to make an interim title. This fight was one of the, look, despite Brendan Lazar's record, he ended up knocking out Soldier Boys in seconds. But this fight, everybody knew it was a mismatch. There was absolutely no way. Dricus walked in there and manhandled Brendan Lazar and treated Brendan Lazar like his little child, and just bashed his head and bashed him until Brendan Lazar basically just couldn't anymore and left his neck in there, and Dricus just grabbed that neck and squeezed it, and another one bite the dust. Dricus got another win. Yeah, just like that. Dricus solidifies himself as the best middleweight to have ever done it in the African continent, and that is basically I think that's Dricus to Plessis highlights. Yeah. So guys, I didn't think it was necessary for me to take his current UFC fight highlights because we've all recently watched it. Guys, as you can see, Dricus du Plessis is extremely strong. He also has both ground, stamina, and to walk into another promotion, immediately go into the main card and to win a title shows you that the nerves for Dricus means nothing. Boy has a dream, boy has a vision, and this fight gets his Kelvin, get him into the top 10 of the UFC, and possibly, with the way things are looking, Kamzat might be fighting for the title next, for the interim title, or might be going after the Sanya. But whatever mess is happening there, I can tell you, Dricus du Plessis is about to start knocking on doors and start making noise. How do I think this fight turns out, guys? Look, Kelvin obviously has that amazing experience, and he knows that he cannot lose this fight because it's going to drop him badly and his career might be at risk. Dricus du Plessis has absolutely nothing to lose. Now, the biggest thing here, Dricus cannot show up and fight the way he fought Soldier Boy, where he came in recklessly and he made a mistake. He will get caught by the left hand of Kelvin. So Dricus needs to be extremely smart. He needs to take his time. He needs to work outside, keep the reach, throw his hand. Dricus has that backhand uppercut that he throws, whether it's on the left or right hand. He's got both strong hands, and I think he can catch Kelvin moving back as Kelvin tries to reach in because he's very short, and that reach is going to be an issue. And I think that's how Dricus can capitalize and catch Kelvin and drop Kelvin. So I am literally, guys, gonna put nuts to the ball, or is it nuts to the wall, and say Dricus du Plessis wins this fight by TKO or knockout. So basically, it's gonna be either multiple punches or a single punch. But I think Kelvin's the reach is just going to be too much. Dricus is gonna be too calm and relaxed. He's gonna work his legs, and as Gastelum comes in that rush, he's gonna get caught with the uppercut, or he's gonna reach with that hook like he usually does reach. And if Dricus also throws his hook, and it happens that they are on the same fight stance, Dricus might catch sooner because obviously of the reach. Guys, I didn't want to make this long, but this was an exciting one. I'm really excited about this. This just changes the game completely for Dricus du Plessis. It puts him on a map on a different level. Had this not been a late notice fight, the marketing and promoting would have obviously been massive. But I guarantee you, Dana White is paying attention to Dricus du Plessis. And if Dricus pulls this off, Lord have mercy, the sky's the limit for this boy. Definitely that middleweight title will be very close to him. And yeah, like we say, Kamzat and Usman and everything that is happening there right now, it's a whole lot of mambo jumbo. But Dricus du Plessis is looking outside the window and thinking, hey, guess who's coming? Guys, I'm super excited for Dricus. And I'm your boy Uncle P, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.